The Nazi wonder weapons that never were, hype versus reality. Picture this. It's 1944, Germany is losing the war, and Hitler's generals are sweating harder than a snowman in a sauna. Desperate for a miracle, the Nazi propaganda machine starts churning out promises of Wunderwaffen, wonder weapons, so advanced, so terrifying, they'd make the Allies surrender out of sheer bewilderment. There was just one tiny problem. Most of these game-changing superweapons were about as real as a unicorn with a PhD in rocket science. Take the V-3 Supergun, for example. This monstrosity was supposed to fire shells across the English Channel from France, turning London into a post-apocalyptic parking lot. The only thing it successfully demolished, however, was Germany's budget. After months of construction, the gun managed to fire exactly one shell before Allied bombers turned it into a very expensive pile of scrap metal. So much for Wunder. Then there was the Amerikabomber, a plane designed to strike the US mainland. Because nothing says, we're winning the war, like wasting resources on a bomber that couldn't even cross the Atlantic without running out of fuel. The project was so hilariously impractical that even the Nazis eventually gave up, probably after realizing that their engineers were better at drawing blueprints than basic math. And who could forget the Landkreuzer P Ratte, a tank so massive it would have made Godzilla look like a garden lizard. This 1,000-ton behemoth was supposed to crush entire cities under its treads, but in reality it would have sunk into the ground like a lead pancake. The only thing it would have destroyed was the road beneath it, and Germany's remaining credibility. Of course, no discussion of Nazi wonder weapons would be complete without the Horten Ho 229, the stealth flying wing that supposedly inspired modern stealth aircraft. Except, it wasn't actually stealthy at all. The Nazis just slapped some charcoal on the wings and called it a day, hoping the Allies wouldn't notice. Spoiler, they did. By the end of the war, Germany's Wunderwaffen had achieved precisely two things: wasting insane amounts of resources and giving historians endless material for comedy. The real wonder wasn't the weapons. It was how anyone believed this nonsense in the first place. Maybe if the Nazis had spent less time dreaming up sci-fi fantasies and more time fixing their supply lines, they wouldn't have lost the war. But hey, at least they gave us some great examples of how not to run a military R&D program.